So I'm in Lordsburg at the Econo Lodge. Sea Legs left at like 6 o'clock this morning, which is super smart actually because it's already hot. It's like 8:30, almost 9. And it's the walk out of town I think is probably going to be no shade and very exposed, so it'll be warm. But I had to deal with the cheese catastrophe in my food bag, and I was just exhausted last night. My feet were killing me. I don't know. I'm hoping these shoes will make it till I get pulled off the trail to go house sit in the beginning of May, but they're definitely destroyed. The inners or the internal structure of the shoes is pretty broken down. Anyway, I'm just getting resupply together. There's only 15 miles to do today because that's when the next water is, and then apparently after that there's a 20-mile water carry. So I'm not trying to dry camp in the middle of a 20-mile water carry. That's just dumb. I only have 4 liters of water carrying capacity right now anyway, and I don't want to pick up any more right now unless I absolutely have to. It's only 77 miles from here to Silver City, so I'm resupplying for about 3.5 days. And hopefully I'll get there first thing in the morning on day 4, whenever that is. I guess today's Friday the 19th. That's right, tomorrow's 420. Lots of people start the trail on 420. Imagine that. I'm sure it's because it's Earth Day. At any rate, I'm slowly getting my shit together and packed up. Man, there were a ton of hikers here last night. And I have to say, Lordsburg is kind of a shithole town, but the people here are super, super friendly. Like everywhere I've gone, even the cashier at the Dollar General said he's a Triple Crowner. He said his trail name was Muhammad. So, like, yeah, people have been super awesome, and met a bunch of people that are just starting the trail. They're catching shuttles from the Econo Lodge with the CDT shuttle, and then people who are actually walking in. So it's been awesome. And then I caught up with Trail Bride in Copenhagen, which was a surprise. I haven't seen them in a while. I met Copenhagen on the PCT in 15 with Night Shift, and met Trail Bride maybe a couple years ago when I was on a motorcycle trip with Night Shift up in the Bay Area. So it was really cool to catch up with them. It's been kind of like a family reunion out here, you know, like a lot of people that I've met on other trails or I'm connected to through the hiking community on Facebook. And so it's been a fun stop, and but I'm looking forward to getting out of here. I got my new trekking poles. I got loaned some duct tape. I got given some duct tape to wrap them with, so I have at least a little bit of tape to go forward. I'll probably tape that blister on the sole of my foot this morning before I head out. And then my only other concern is that I've kicked so many rocks with one of my big toes. The toenail is definitely going to come off. It's already separating at the top. It's a little swollen. It was throbbing last night, but I put some CBD cream on it. And it feels a lot better this morning after a night of rest. And other than that, I mean, I haven't taken an ibuprofen yet, so I'm stoked on that. Typical aches and pains, everything hurts. That's just to be expected. That's how it works when you sit on your ass for 7 months and then go try and hike, you know, dozens of miles every day, or at least a dozen miles every day. So I'll be heading out of here shortly. Hopefully a breeze will pick up. Not too much because it's definitely dusty down here. Like there are signs all over the freeway that talk about like total brownout conditions and pull over and be safe. And ooh, I do not care to be walking in that. Which reminds me, I should probably put my bandana someplace nearby so I can cover my face in case the dust does start to pick up later. But hopefully it's a nice day out. There's not a cloud in the sky, so it's definitely going to be another hot exposed day. So I was going to go slow, 15 miles, maybe six and a half hours of hiking. I'll see how it goes. So yesterday, this dude Oscar from Sweden and I were walking to the liquor store, and as we were crossing an intersection, some dude honked at us really loud, and I got looked over, and it looked like he was on his phone, like he was pissed off for us being in the middle of the street while he was trying to drive there. So I gave him a bitchy look. At any rate, he turned up in the liquor store like 2 minutes later and was just like, I'm so sorry, I saw this guy yesterday chasing his hat, and I just wanted to say hi and like congratulations on getting your hat. Can I get you guys something? I was like, oh my god, I felt horrible. But anyway, so he got me a little airplane bottle of vodka, which I don't normally drink. I wanted to get a little bottle of cheap wine, but he insisted, so I got the little vodka, and I have a baby food left. I ate tons of baby food. I know people like think it's gross and like make fun of me and everything, but really, The only ingredients in baby food is, well, this one's got a little different stuff. It's Gerber. Usually I get the organic ones, but I didn't have any of those in the Dollar General. It's just bananas and blueberries. So basically, they've already taken the work out of buying the fruit, prepping the fruit, and it's already kind of, you know, pre-masticated for my convenience. So I'm going to try to make a little banana blueberry boozy smoothie. It won't be toddler friendly anymore. Not too bad. Cheers. Back to the trail here in a minute. Tipsy hiking, one of my favorites. Back at the Lordsburg Chamber of Commerce. Nightcrawler and I stopped by here when I was coming down to drop him off. They're actually open today, so I'm going to go inside. It's pretty uneventful. I went in and had a bag of trash. The lady just looked at me kind of like I was a Martian. Asked if she could help me, so I just left my bag of trash with her. But they have a shady bench out front, so I'm going to sit here and finish off this Gatorade I just bought before I head back out in the sun. Just probably put on some more sunscreen. At any rate, I guess it's time to get back to the actual trail. 3 miles of road walking, I guess, up Highway 70. And then the trail is supposed to fork off about 15 miles. I went back into the Chamber of Commerce because I still had a Gatorade bottle to get rid of. And a Chinese lady from Milpitas stopped me out here and talked to me for a while. And actually it turned out to be really cool. I talked to the director of the Chamber of Commerce. Her name is Marcia. She was awesome. And I was telling her what a great experience I've had with the people in Lordsburg. And so she hooked me up with a couple of little pins, which I'm super stoked about. Especially this one, because I got a Roadrunner on it. I love Roadrunners. I saw one the other day. They're fantastic. But anyway, so now I've got a couple of things that I'll be putting up in a giveaway at some point or sending to a Patreon subscriber, since, you know, I promised to give stuff to people who give me at least $10 a month at least twice a year. So now I got these 2 awesome pins from the great state of New Mexico and the city of Lordsburg in the top of the boot heel in southern New Mexico. It's like a 45-minute drive to Silver City from here, the north end of Lordsburg. Me, I'm hoping to get there in like 3.5 days. But the views will be better. It is warm out here. Thank goodness, especially on the blacktop. I cannot wait to get off the road. But a little breeze just picked up, which is nice. Nice thing about this stretch is the minimal breeze, but it's a warm one. I think I'm about done with this road walk. I actually cut the corner back here, so it was more like a road adjacent walk. I was a little nervous about going down here, cutting the corner, because, you know, it's snake season. And fields are full of snake food. I saw a Roadrunner. Dang, I wish I had caught that. But anyway, they have it mowed down pretty low. So I just went ahead and took the cut. Actually hot on the blacktop. There's, oh, a little breeze just started. Thank you. Anyway, I was hoping there'd be a little place to sit down here wherever the trail forks off. But it looks like now I'm out of luck. It goes off to the right. So it looks like basically I'm going to be walking across this valley for a while. Damn it. I don't know, I was thinking, I guess maybe go up to those hills over there. And I see the mountains back there. Can't wait to get up into those. They look green, which means cooler, which is fantastic. Alright, I'm supposed to, I guess, crawl under this fence somewhere. Hopefully there will be a sign. And here it is. Awesome. Go under my first barbed wire fence for today. Well, the tree does look like it has a teeny tiny bit of shade, so I guess after I crawl under this fence, maybe I'll take a little sit. And man, I wish there was a place to pee. There's no place to pee out here. There's no cover. I've had to pee for a while, but at least that means I'm not dehydrated. Yay! And I have to confess, I did buy one last pack of cigarettes in Lordsburg, but is nice. Not too gusty, because otherwise we'd be eating dust right now. I got caught up with by Dan from London, who reminded me kindly that we actually met in 2017 on the PCT when I was in a little section hike with Papa Joe up from Stevens Pass down to Snoqualmie. So that's awesome. I just love how small this community is. Lots of familiar faces and names. But in the meantime, we're just two dum-dums walking around this desert. This is a CDT marker from a distance. Damn it. Well, maybe it's what they're using out here. They're upcycling. Dan has got hook navigation out, I thought. So I just followed him. I figured I'd save my battery. But I basically just followed him into doing a giant triangle out in this empty, exposed field. I'm falling for that when I get Dan. He's drifting south again. And I hear these cross-country treks with no markings. We saw one that was blown over. Not real helpful, but it gets super windy out here. What are you gonna do? Can't have people out here checking them all the time. So, since a lot of this stuff is pretty much just like straight line walking, I find something in the distance. In this case, a little triangle peak in the middle there, while I'm assessing whether or not I'm on the route, and then just walk towards it until I reach a landmark, in this case a road, that we should hit about a mile from, I don't know, it doesn't matter, it's the only road. So the first road I hit, I'll reassess, check again, see where I'm at in terms of being on course. I see a post, a CDT marker. I've been just kind of running a little bit parallel to the trail, slightly west. Yeah. Dan's way the hell over there. Maybe it's because they drive on the wrong side of the road in England. Just kidding. I'm sure that's not it. But, yeah, cross-country wayfinding can be tricky. At any rate, I'm not going to be doing any extra bonus steps this time. Wahaha! I'm gonna get smarter so I get less frustrated with the navigation on this trail. So there's a place for southbounders, but I see up there another place. Looks like it's also for southbounders, but it's pretty much right in front of the little triangle peak I've been aiming for. Oh, good to know I'm on track. Dan keeps checking his phone, like he's checking his navigation. I'm not sure what he's looking at. There's a blaze, and he's still way the hell over there. It's still drifting further west. Huh, maybe he's just taking a little shortcut, cutting off some turns, but I don't know. Out here there's so many random fences and, you know, private property, public lands, trust lands, whatever. And I just want to stay on course as much as possible. I don't want to meet up with an angry rancher because I'm on his private property. I'm sure he'll figure it out. So I got to that tree, that dead tree right there. And it looked like the only shade for like ever. So I figured that was as good a place as any to have a sit, even though it wasn't that far from the last stop. Who cares? There's no shade out there and hardly any breeze. It was pretty warm. And Nick up in front of me caught me, almost caught me peeing. That would have been awkward. Oopsies. Well, so it's very warm out here. No clouds. Just some little wispy guys. Ooh, and it looks like over there are some contrails that made a tic-tac-toe board. But other than that, it's hot. The little breeze is nice, but oh my gosh, it is not constant. So I'm going like 2 miles and then stopping when I can find some shade. I'm being super opportunistic about it. Nick just passed me again. He's like, "You stealing the shade?" I was like, "Dude, sorry, man. Like, I am in no rush. I'm not trying to exert myself overly out here, not necessarily, especially when it comes to heat, because heat exhaustion and heat stroke are not two conditions I care to have." I still have, it's about 7 miles to Engineer Windmill, which is what I'm heading for this evening. That'll make it about a 15-mile day out of Lordsburg, which isn't bad, considering I didn't get out of there until like afternoon. Really did pick the worst part of the day to come out and walk through this 4 miles on a warm, open day. But it is what it is. I'm happy with 15 for today. I'll get there plenty before dark. I think it's not even 3 o'clock. And the walking's fast and easy because it's flat as hell. And it's pretty well blazed out here. Like after the first gate, off the road there was no blazing. Like they all fell over or they were just gone or whatever. We saw one. And then Dan wandered off to the west, which I don't know, maybe he was just, the trail actually veers off to the west north of where we were, so maybe he just decided to choose his own adventure and cut his own route. But I'm glad I took more of the trailway, because that's one less barbed wire fence to have to climb over, because there's actually a hiker gate in that last one, so that's awesome. But anyway, a little more than 7 miles, and I think we're going up into those hills in between the red ones and to the west side of that. It looks like a power plant over there. But I have plenty of time, and it's like fast, easy walking, so when I find some opportunistic shade, I'm gonna take it. Sorry, Nick. Next time, I'll probably catch up with him here in a minute and hope he's stealing all the shade. So I'm doing the opposite of what you should be doing in the desert, which is not moving. And there's a reason why you don't see any animals out. I haven't seen shit. I've seen a lot of rabbit poop, actually. So, which is kind of interesting. And look, so many pellets. I wonder if it just like blows out like a machine gun or something. At any rate, it's hot like this, exposed. So since I have to move, I gotta get out of this valley, and obviously I have to get to water. The best thing to do is to walk slow, but that just means more time out here. So what I do instead, well, I do walk slower. Just walk a comfortable pace so I can talk to you. And I lengthen my stride. It's flat. Finally got my poles, so I'm stoked. I actually feel like a hiker now. Just before, I wasn't feeling very hikery. I was feeling kind of misaligned and lost. I don't know, like a lost soul wandering the desert. Now I have purpose, I have poles. At any rate, it's nice when the breeze is there, but it's not very often. So I basically just maintain a solid pace as flat ground. Try to stride as long as I can without stepping on any plants, because I'm actually walking right next to the trail instead of on it. This is really compacted, so it's a lot easier on my feet, and these shoes are definitely destroyed, so I'm not trying to do any more damage than I've already done. So I'm walking trail adjacent, like I was walking road adjacent earlier. Man, it's beautiful out here. Look at this. That's spectacular. I don't know, I find beauty in the desert. I like the desert. But anyway, since I'm being dumb and I started too late in the day and it's hot, I'm just moseying. I got less than 7 miles to go. Like 4 hours a day. 4.5 hours a day. So I'll be all right. Just cruising along. And every couple of miles or so, I start looking for the first shade I can find to sit down for a minute and cool off. Well, I made it about a little over 1.5 miles before I found enough shade under a yucca to sit down again. It is so hot out here. And there's so much pokey stuff on the ground, I'm sitting on my trekking poles. I just have them sitting parallel to each other to hopefully try and keep as many pokey things out of my ass as possible. I'm glad I sat down because I went to get some chips and realized that my chip bag has a big ass hole in it. I don't know where that came from, but I don't know how many fell out. That's sad. Hopefully I can find some. Well, there'll be some in Silver City. I guess that's how long I'm gonna have to wait. But yeah, I totally forgot that I had a whole extra liter tucked into the back of the pack. I carried a little more than 3 liters out of Lordsburg to do this 15-mile walk to Engineer Windmill. That's like 15.2, I think, from the Econo Lodge. And I had a Gatorade when I was in town on my way out while I was packing up my last bit of resupply. And I totally forgot. Oh my God, I've been carrying all that extra weight. So now I have 2 full liters to go 5.5 miles. I should be safe because I've gone, Engineer's Windmill is like a little over 5 miles away. So almost 10 miles on basically 1 1/3 liters. And part of that is just because I am hiking as smart as I can and just trying to stay as chill as possible and just stopping a lot because, this is the hottest part of the day. The sun is super intense. I can feel it burning me through all the little holes in my shirt. I thought this shirt had UPF. It's definitely a Bugs Away shirt, but I thought it had UPF too. That would have been super multi-purpose and awesome. But I don't know. I'll have to check the label. It's a great shirt anyway. I love this. It reflects the sun pretty well. And normally it's not too bad. But right now it's just brutal out here. So I'm still just kind of meandering my way across this long-ass valley, trying to make my way over to the hills so I can get up into them. I'm not going to get up that much in that elevation today, so it's not going to make that big of a temperature difference. But I'm definitely looking forward to getting that climb up higher into the Silver City area, and especially because there's more cover in that area when we move more into the full juniper pinon ecosystem. Those shrubs are a lot bigger and a lot less stabby. Everything here is stabby. I am sitting virtually surrounded by things that will stab you. Huh. There's some kind of crystal all over the ground here. It's pretty cool. Wow, giant cheese. I wonder what it is. Really beautiful stuff. Someone asked me earlier today if I had stepped on one of those cactus thorns yet. That comes up into the sole of your shoe, into your foot, and until about 10 minutes ago, the answer was no. But holy shit, those things hurt. And again, thank goodness I have my poles, because when it went into my foot, I wanted to get it out immediately, of course. And since it's reasonable to assume that if you stepped on one spike, there's a bunch of other ones around, I didn't want to sit down to take it out, so I had to balance on one leg using my poles as, something to kind of lean or sit on. And then to get it out, I just pulled out the insole of my shoe, and I was able to actually pull it right out of my shoe from the inside after that. But oh my God, that hurt a lot. It was like 1.5 inches long. It was horrible. I'm looking at you. You're on notice. Despite the size of that hunk of whatever. Holy crap, I thought it was a skull. It's pretty cool. All the different rocks and oh man, I'm tempted to pick one up, but I don't want to carry it. That's not ultralight. And since I don't know what they are, although I guess I could take a picture and, you know, somebody, maybe one of you guys knows what the hell I'm looking at. But, man, this place is just littered with big old hunks of crystal, in addition to all the killer deathy stuff. So that's nice, you know? A little variety out here. You got your stabby things, but they're kind of pretty too. It's like prickly pears. Very prickly. And, you know, the crystals or gems or minerals or whatever those are. And coming out here and doing stuff like this just makes me more curious about everything. So now I'm sitting in a wash because there's a little shade here thanks to these. I don't know if these are mesquite or creosote. I thought they were creosote. I think they're creosote. They're in the wild. Who cares? They're shade. They're shade. Anyway, it's 5:30 and I've only gone like 11 miles because it's hot. And I only have 4 more miles to go and still 2.5 hours a day. So I'm not worried about making it. It's been mostly flat. There's been a gradual uphill and then it'll get a little bit more uphill here in about a couple of miles as I climb up to the engineer windmill. But anyway, I'm taking advantage of shade where I can find it. I went off, I basically have been practicing my navigation and map skills while I'm out here since I can't really rely on the blazes all the time, and I understand that there are misleading blazes that go to nowhere because the alignments aren't done yet. And so I've been practicing and playing with the topo map. I love maps. I'm like a total map nerd. So basically, like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 miles back, it's pretty much a straight shot to the base of the mountain, and then the trail meets up with the road, and then it looks like it's a road walk pretty much to possibly to the all the way to the windmill. I don't know. But so yeah, I've been pretty much just straight line shooting and kind of like off track bushwhacking, which is I would say that's how I got the thorn in my foot. But I mean, frankly, it sounds like everyone's got thorns in their feet at one point or another around here. So I don't know if it's because they were off trail or on trail. But anyway, I'm just gonna sit here in this shady wash for another minute and stay cool as possible. This is around the hottest part of the day. I'll start cooling off now, and the breeze is nice. It comes and it goes, but I'm having a good time out here, just kind of strolling along, like wandering around the desert, like a crazy person, headed towards that away. It's been a good day. I've actually really enjoyed it, just being so smooth and chill out here, even though it's hot as hell. And shades few and far between. I'm having a good time. It's nice to be back out on trail. I enjoyed my stop in Lordsburg, you know, but whenever I get into a town, I really just kind of want to get out as soon as possible, especially if there's not a lot going on in the town. There's not much to do in Lordsburg. There's not much going on there, you know. So there were a bunch of people there that like took a zero there today. And I can't imagine taking a zero in Lordsburg. I don't know what the hell I would do with myself all day. I guess make videos. But yeah, I'd definitely rather, if I was going to take a zero, take one in Silver City over Lordsburg. Butterfly. Definitely take one in Silver City instead of Lordsburg. There's a lot more going on in Silver City. It's a really cute little town, and it's one of the trail towns. But anyway, I'm having a good time out here, and I have plenty of water, so I'm just going to keep slowly meandering and not stressing myself out or getting myself heat exhausted, trying to run across this plateau with full exposure and no shade till I can find a place to go flop down and give my feet a good rub down. 6:45, and it's finally starting to cool down a little bit, but at least the sun's less intense. I sat next to that bee bush for quite a while. I should have taken my shoes off. I don't know why I didn't. It's one thing you gotta do in the desert especially, is my rule of thumb, if I'm gonna be sitting for more than 10 minutes, take off my shoes And my socks, if possible, if there's someplace to put them, to let my feet air out and dry. Keep them clean and dry as possible to prevent more blisters. Anyway, it's about 2.25 miles to the windmill and 500 feet of climbing. So I'm glad I hung out next to the bee bush, because that would have sucked. And the heat, it's not a horrid climb, but climbing in full sun and exposure and no breeze, negative. Not if I don't have to. Well, can't wait to see who's up there. It only took 14.5 plus miles. Finally got some shade. Whew, good thing. Because walking up a sandy wash sucks under any circumstances. It's just some harder walking. And of course, you're getting a bunch of sand in your shoes. But oh, I am sure happy to finally have some cover. I didn't even take my sunglasses off. We have Cow. And she has definitely got milk. What's up, Mama? It was a fun day. I made my 15 in as minimally impactful a way as possible, considering the fact that, like a dumbass, I left way too late and it was incredibly hot and there were no clouds. It was pretty brutal. Got a spike in my foot. Other than that, it was chill. It was kind of nice to just like roll slow and just like take a lot of breaks. And it was a pretty easy 15 terrain wise, other than all the stabby and spiky stuff. Anyway, I got to the engineer windmill well before dark. It's a little before 8 now. I got here maybe 25 minutes ago. And yeah, I found a great spot in the sand to sleep on. I love sleeping in the sand. It's so nice and comfortable. And it's a lot cooler up here. There's a breeze picking up now. And there's a bunch of other people here that I saw, Nick and Dan. And looks like 2 couples out there. I didn't see sea legs. I was surprised. I thought she was going to stop here, but she left so early. She left at like 6 o'clock this morning that I'm guessing she must have tried to push on to that next water at 13 miles from here. So kick ass, man. Get down like 28-mile day out of town. Impressive. That chick's a badass. I admire her so much. She's awesome. I wish she did videos because she's got an amazing sense of humor. She's like a wildlife biologist on fishing boats in Alaska, so she got no filters. But anyway, I'm gonna find something to eat, have a smoke. Tomorrow I'm gonna run out of cigarettes. It's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna do it. And, Nightcrawler said he's already been off smokes for like 3 or 4 days, so I knew I wasn't gonna be able to quit in town, but I'm out of town now, so I probably better quit before I get to the next one, right? And then just keep my hands to myself and not buy some more. But anyway, good night.